Preparation for tomorrow's driving if you absolutely have to be out on the roads, because we do have some fog in the area. I want everybody to be very careful. Longview not seeing much, but we look at Tyler, it is a much different story. Check this out. You can barely see, a half mile in front of you, and yes, it is dark obviously, and you can't see very far in the dark, but still messy driving conditions if somebody happens to have their brights on. Don't do that. Low beams all the way in fog, but once again, it is a little rough as far as those visibility go this morning. So we are reduced, especially for areas along Highway 69 if you're traveling north and southbound from Jacksonville, Tyler up into Mineola along the roadway. You're going to want to be very careful. And also if you're traveling from Athens to Palestine along State Highway 19, that's where we could also see a little bit of fog this morning. We will be in the 60s prior to the front arriving, and then rain chances will increase this evening immediately following the front. And then we're in the danger zone tonight because temperatures will start to fall to around freezing, and we could start to see that rain transition over to some freezing rain as we head into early tomorrow morning. Otherwise, temperatures are in the 50s area wide, a few 60s as well. You zoom out, that's where the cold air is. Amarillo, Lubbock in the 20s and 30s, and that line right there where the blues meet the greens, that is exactly where your front is. It is moving through the DFW area as we speak. There it is, and you can see behind this front we're starting to see some of the moisture from these disturbances for parts of the panhandle, and this will march into East Texas, probably arriving in our northwestern counties by late this morning. And because of this Arctic air, a lot of winter weather highlights are out. Winter weather advisories, winter storm warnings for most of the Lone Star State, and winter alerts for us here in East Texas. The northwest half of the area is now under a winter storm warning, and then the counties bordering those winter storm warning counties are under a winter weather advisories. Now, if you live in the purple, I do expect some icy patches on those bridges and overpasses, so you need to take this as seriously as those in the winter storm warning. So we will certainly keep an eye on that. But if you do live in the winter storm warning, we could see some icy roads and some power outages as well. Here comes the front. This is noontime today. Notice 30s and 40s behind the front, 50s and 60s in front of it. And then as we head into this afternoon, 4 or 5 o'clock, temperatures still falling. No rain in the area yet. Rain does come forth as we go into about 9 o'clock. Initially, it's just rain because temperatures are above freezing. But look at that, Sulphur Springs, Mineola, below the freezing mark at that point. Front's going to continue to slide to the south and to the east. We're around freezing by 11 o'clock, but the deeper cold air is still to our west. That is where we're starting to see that rain transition over to some freezing rain. 3 o'clock in the morning, still right around that freezing mark for the Tyler area. And then we do drop below freezing for most of our western counties, Jacksonville, Gilmer to the west included. And that's when we do start to see a coating of ice on area roadways. That was 7 o'clock in the morning. By 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, it just gets worse. We go from the upper 20s and lower 30s into the lower to middle 20s, and this could be a continuation through at least 7 o'clock tomorrow evening, but things do taper off by early tomorrow night. How much ice are we going to see? Well, greatest accumulations will be confined to our northwestern counties. That's the highest possibility of seeing a power outage. That is in the light blue. Up to 1/4 inch of ice is expected in the purple here, or the pink. About 2/10 inch of ice, and then here to the south and to the east and deep East Texas, I hardly expect anything at all. I mean, if we do see any icy accumulations, it will be confined to those elevated surfaces, and it's not going to amount out to very much, maybe up to 1/10 inch, but still enough to cause issues. Here are the next 7 days. Once we get through Thursday night, we do dry out, and temperatures will warm into the 40s and 50s by this weekend. Corinne?
Thank you very much, Carson, for that forecast. It is now